Something seismic has just unfolded at the heart of British politics. A moment so shocking, so unprecedented, that it sent ripples through Parliament, headlines, and households alike. Victoria Starmer, the wife of Britain's Prime Minister, Keir Starmer, has just had her personal assets forcibly seized by the Supreme Court in a stunning, final ruling that could threaten not just reputations, but the very stability of the sitting government. This isn't just a tabloid scandal. It's a constitutional thunderstorm exposing deep fractures within the corridors of power. Victoria Starmer, once celebrated as the smiling, poised First Lady figure beside her husband's historic rise, is now at the center of a corruption scandal involving luxury gifts, hidden wealth channels, covert donor influence, and systematic financial deceit. While millions of ordinary Britons have battled with skyrocketing inflation, frozen wages, and the relentless squeeze of daily costs, the Prime Minister's wife was quietly receiving undisclosed couture items, elite fashion perks, and exclusive overseas retreat packages. The numbers are jaw-dropping: £80,000 in unregistered financial value, £27,500 in high-end gifts, and now, towering questions surrounding her inner influence over Labour's political machinery. But this wasn't a harmless accounting error. The Supreme Court didn't just acknowledge the infractions. They labeled the entire affair a deliberate, concealed, and corrosive operation designed to bypass public declaration rules. The 96-page judgment reads like an indictment of the entire power structure, hidden wealth, backdoor political favors, and a secret luxury funnel, all engineered through covert donor arrangements specifically tied to one man, Lord Wat Ali, a well-connected media mogul, Labour Party fundraiser, and personal friend to the Prime Minister. According to the released documents, Victoria Starmer had access to personal shopping sessions, private fittings, tailor-made designer wardrobes, and curated fashion consultations, all paid through funds secretly moved under the umbrella of campaign hospitality. But perhaps the most alarming detail? It was Keir Starmer himself who authorized reclassifying these transactions. To avoid them being declared as personal gifts, the Supreme Court justices weren't deceived. They called the scheme what it was: calculated, deliberate, and dangerous to the public trust. And they didn't stop with criticism. They issued enforceable orders, triggering immediate legal action. But this wasn't just about Victoria Starmer's fashion empire. Beneath the surface lay a larger, more damning paper trail. Court investigators discovered a property sale linked to Mrs. Starmer's North London assets. Official documents showed a transaction worth £275,739. Yet the actual market value traced by independent financial analysts revealed a transfer exceeding pound for £100,000. That left a gap of £124,161 completely undeclared, untaxed, and unaccounted for. When questioned, Labour Party officials scrambled to contain the narrative, calling it an innocent clerical error. But leaked communications told a very different story, one involving offshore Jersey-based structures and an internal network of compliance aides who worked actively to mask the irregularities. Shockingly, Keir Starmer's legal team didn't deny the gap. They submitted revised declarations only after being confronted by court investigators. In fact, Starmer himself signed off on the original discrepancy. Whistleblowers from within the Labour Party have since come forward, painting a picture of a culture of fear and protection surrounding the Prime Minister's wife. One former staffer described the atmosphere bluntly: Victoria was untouchable. Ask one more question, and you're off the payroll. This wasn't an isolated mistake. It was an entire system built to protect one couple from scrutiny. When the ruling was made public, it sent Parliament into complete disarray. Emergency sessions were called. Reform UK MPs immediately demanded Keir Starmer's resignation. Protesters erupted outside Westminster, chanting in unison, "One rule for them, another for us." Yet amid the chaos, Keir Starmer remained largely silent, issuing only a short, defensive public statement claiming the court's decision was a procedural overreach and dismissing the entire scandal as a distraction campaign. But the court documents revealed a starkly different truth. They painted a picture of a sitting Prime Minister who was not just complicit, but directly involved in manipulating financial disclosures to conceal gifts and transactions tied to his own household. For the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom to be connected to a Supreme Court asset seizure involving his wife is a political event with few historical parallels. But just as the public began to absorb the implications of the £124,000 financial gap, New whistleblower leaks from HMRC began to surface this time, containing even more damning allegations. According to newly unsealed court records, compliance officers within HMRC had already flagged Victoria Starmer months earlier in connection with the concealed assets investigation. Internal memos revealed that she had received undisclosed luxury items through proxy donor channels. Many once again linked back to Lord Wat Ali. These included stylists, fittings, gifts, and services, all hidden behind political donation structures. In one flagged memo, an HMRC officer warned, if this leaks, it carries constitutional risk, but the internal directive was chilling. Suppress this immediately, delete, disguise, mislead, stay within legal limits, do not reveal the truth. The now infamous £124,000 discrepancy has become a national symbol of political rot. According to a recent survey, 67% of voters now believe Keir Starmer should resign, including a significant portion of his own support base. His silence has been read by many not as strength but as guilt. This isn't just another political scandal. It's the implosion of credibility, and possibly the beginning of the end for a government that once promised integrity, transparency, and reform. The courts have ruled. The evidence is overwhelming, and when political office becomes a gateway for private indulgence, when the public's trust is trampled in favor of designer perks and secret transfers, then just as swift and loud must be the response. This was today's extended investigation from Britain Report, and our message remains clear. We stand for